The truth is, there's no way today we can give you even a quick glimpse of everything that's on its way. So instead, we've chosen to limit our preview to just 3 new games that take very different approaches to the interface options available on Wii. Take a look.
Skywalker is the Republic's only hope.
This is where the fun begins.
As you can see, Wii creativity is mushrooming, but that's only half of our software story here at E3. What we've just seen are games that reside in your living room. But what about the games that travel with you? Every year, portable games take a bigger bite of the total software pie. What's driving this growth are new players. Who are they? Well, here's a giant clue. In 2005, 30% of all DS recipients were female. Now, recipients are defined as those who either bought a DS for themselves or asked for and received one as a gift. By 2006, the percentage of female players jumped to 46%. And last year, it almost reached exact parity with males. The DS appeal is universal. And that appeal is apparent with our third-party hits as well. Activision reports that the current DS version of Guitar Hero on Tour sold 300,000 copies in America in just its first week. And now, an even more imaginative interpretation of the franchise called On Tour Decades is on the way. The DS is also the only gaming-dedicated platform where you'll find Will Wright's Spore this year. We think both of these titles deserve a closer look.
So this fall, we're going to be bringing Guitar Hero on Tour Decades, and with it, brand new innovation to the platform. For the first time, players will be able to song share between versions of the game.
Song sharing is a feature that allows me to take my version of Guitar Hero on tour and meet up with a friend or a relative who has a different version of Guitar Hero on tour, like Guitar Hero on Tour Decades, and we can share our songs with each other.
The innovation of the guitar grip, really allowed us to bring a tactile experience coupled with the touchscreen mechanics of strumming with a pick stylus.
But additionally, the DS has the microphone, the dual screen, its portable nature. All of these aspects add to the unique experience that you get on the Nintendo DS.
Spore is this epic journey, and it's all about sort of evolving your creature in this world that you live on. Now, with the Nintendo version of the game, it is a unique and different design. We focused more on the creature game for the Nintendo DS. One of the things that was important to us when we designed the game for the Nintendo DS was to really hit on those core elements that are really about Spore, which is player creativity and that sharing. With the Nintendo DS, not only were we able to sort of take advantage of the stylus, so we could create this creature creator that's so easy and intuitive to use. You just drag parts from the parts panel over onto your creature and add to it. The other thing about Spore that on the PC that we moved over to the DS was the ability to share your creations. When you share your creatures with your friends, those creatures not only appear in your zoo, but they can also show up in the game. You can decide to befriend them with your own creature. So you can kind of get your own little posse going with your friends' creatures, and it can really help you out in gameplay. The DS is really attractive for game designers and game makers because it gave the opportunity to open up and sort of say, hey, we can design a little bit differently. This audience is really responding to it.
Now, in addition to these great exclusives, I can add one more piece of launch news. The next invasion of Pokemon, the highly anticipated Pokemon Rangers Shadows of Almia, will offload onto U.S. shores on November the 10th. To recap, another new Guitar Hero coming to DS, a custom Spore coming to DS, and new Pokemon 2. And make no mistake, the appeal of DS extends to the core as well. We can announce today that a custom version of Grand Theft Auto called Chinatown Wars arrives on DS this winter. Set in a modern-day Liberty City, the game features a custom game engine, new characters, and the same free-ranging gameplay that GTA fans have come to expect. For some time now, Nintendo and our third-party partners have been using the DS to redefine the meaning of video game. And that spirit of invention and reinvention now also applies to the DS itself. Here's what I mean. Now, I'm one of the many people, probably like all you guys, who spend way too much time in airports. And much of that time is already spent on my DS. Currently, I'm playing Animal Crossing. So, what if DS and air travel came together in a different way? For example, when I land, why can't my DS provide information on where I can claim my luggage or the gate for my connecting flight? If I'm staying over, what about the nearest ATM or a Mexican restaurant? This is all being tested. Another example. How about changing up your next visit to the old ballpark? Well, at Safeco Field in Seattle, fans are already using their DS to check the box scores of other live games, watch highlights, compete on trivia contests with other fans in the park. They're even using the DS touchscreen to order up that Seattle sushi favorite, the Ichi roll. Seriously, they really have that stuff in Seattle. Now, speaking of food, one more idea. Could it be that the DS could even earn a spot in your kitchen. Well, for some time now, in Japan, Cooking Navi has turned the DS into an electronic cookbook. And the same title will serve up both international recipes and cooking tips when an English version arrives here in November. The perfect timing for people like me looking for help with their holiday dinners. Trust me, I'm even worse at cooking than I am at snowboarding. Now, in many ways, the DS may be transforming itself from a great portable device for gamers into a natural companion for everyone. Reggie?
Cammie just talked about looking at something very familiar, the Nintendo DS, with a fresh set of eyes. Let me build on that idea, literally. We all know what this is, and as you may have heard, we're about to redefine the Wii Remote thanks to this. What this small accessory does is make the Wii Remote more precise, more responsive, more intense. It's called Wii Motion Plus. Wii Motion Plus renders every slight shift of your wrist or arm into the gameplay. But as every game player knows, technical advances can be empty promises without outstanding software. So today, we're going to show you how this worthy successor to the Wii Remote comes to life using a more than worthy successor to Wii Sports. Let me introduce you to Wii Sports Resort, which is literally a day at the beach. It generates fun in the sun with a variety of activities, and we're going to show you 3 of them right now on stage. While I have Cammie come out here along with Bill Trinan from our Treehouse group to explain the action, I can tell you that there will be one Wii Motion Plus accessory and extended jacket packaged with every Wii Sports Resort. And of course, others will be available separately. So Cammie, what have you got?
Okay, Reggie, I have got probably the cutest game that you have ever seen. Meet my little puppy here, Peach, and we are going to play Disc Dog together.
All right, now before you do anything, Cammie, I think what we need to do is let everybody understand here what Wii Motion Plus is all about. Now, if you guys are anything like me, you probably remember the very first time you got your hands on the Wii Remote, and that, for me, was a magical moment. And I want you all to prepare yourselves to experience that same thrill again here at E3 this year. Now, you'll notice that as Cammie is subtly rotating her wrist, that precise action is being reflected on screen in real time at the exact angles that she is moving. And as she moves her hand in front of her in space, it knows exactly where her hand is. That's what Wii Motion Plus does. Okay, Cammie, you don't even have to press a button.
Okay.
Just swing your arm to throw the disc.
Okay, Peach, you ready?
And we'll see how your puppy responds.
Okay, let's go, girl. Let me do a little, line it up. I was never very good at this. And, up. Oh, go. Oh, okay.
Now remember, Cammie, you want to
See, it's
pay
so
attention to that tilt
precise
when
that
you're
it's
throwing.
picking up my bad wrist action. Okay, let's try this again.
Is that the good wrist or the broken wrist?
Well, unfortunately, it was the good one. Okay. Oh, go, girl, go! Yes!
Very nice.
Oh, Reggie, you got to admit, is that the most adorable game you've ever seen?
It's kind of cute. It's kind of okay. But I want to show the group something that's a little bit more my speed.
All right.
Now, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this.
Wow.
Oh.
You really like that throttle, don't you, Reggie? Oh.
Oh, yes. Oh!
Uh-oh, don't miss one.
Oh, back on the course.
Watch out for the